And I think we are live. Uh, just a second, I'll be right there. Yeah, that was just me closing the doors so I don't wake the rest of the house. And we have a lot of things to discuss today. Oh my God, we're already many. I see we have Stacy, and she's gonna bring Swen. We have Matt, and we have BB Truth. Welcome everybody. I'm honored. So basically, it's just me. Uh, it's Rebel TV to you guys. Some of you guys know me as Mr. Copenhagen. Same guy. um, it's not. Can you hear me? Because my mic was all way over there. Yeah. So is that better? Well, basically, I want to talk about everything about this pandemic that we have been through for the last 20 months, because there's a mental aspect of it that I think is being discussed way too little, and I wanted to do that today. But as always, this conversation always goes in 1,000 directions before it ends. So, so yeah, no topic is too small, no topic is too big for this conversation. Everybody can join, everybody can be in this conversation, and I'm ready to have a discussion about anything. And since we already have people here, I'm gonna drop that link. So, because I work better with people, you know that. Invite. So yeah, there we are. Basically, I want to talk a little about the distress that this pandemic brings us. And I'm not talking about the jab, I'm not talking about the physical side, but the mental side. Because we are getting stressed out by this, whether we want to realize it or not. We are in a mental war, and have been for some while. I know this because I have felt it myself, as I've been down on the bottom, basically. I have felt this depression that it gives you once you have looked behind that curtain, you know, when you have seen how evil the world really is. It gets to you because now you don't see it when you sit in front of the computer. Now you see it everywhere in commercials and movies and in everyday life. I see it at work. I see it in the stores. I see it everywhere. I see this mental side, this agenda being rolled out, and it takes a toll on you. It really does, and it got me all the way down, because I was ready to fight everything and argue with everybody, and just basically, you know, ready to go to war. Save the world. That's what I wanted to do, but we can't do that, and I realized that the hard way. It got to me, and it didn't break me, but it got me to a point where I had to think about myself, and I did that. So that's what I want to talk about a little. If nobody joins, I'm just gonna yap about this stress that we're feeling through this pandemic, because it's not only the demands and the rules and the guidelines. It's also from the people around you. It's your neighbors, it's your friends, it's your family, are now dictating how you should run your life. And that is basically what I'm against. Many people think I'm against vaccines and I'm against all that nonsense. I am, but it is still their choice. That is the whole idea. The problem is they are forcing their beliefs on me, and that's why you're crossing the line. I do not care if people wish to take a vaccine. If that makes them feel better, so be it. It's good, because otherwise they would just run around being scared, So that's okay. But once we get to a point where they're forcing me to do something I don't want to, so that's where I draw the line, and I snap at people sometimes. So yeah, that's what I want to talk about. I don't see this pandemic ending anytime soon, even though they have rolled everything back here in Denmark. We are now free to do whatever. They took the last restrictions away 10th of December. The corona passports here expired here in September, and now we are basically free to do whatever we want. Some people are happy about that. I get scared, because the only thing I see is something new getting rolled out, and I have no idea what that is, and that's the hard part. So yeah, as you know, I'm better with people, so I'm just gonna invite my dear friend Stacy, who is already, she's in Britain still, I guess.
Yes, I am. I'm visiting your dear friends, Sven.
Yeah.
How are you doing, sweetheart?
Yeah, I'm good. So actually, I'm better than ever. So it's okay.
Good, honey. Yeah, it's been a little while since we've kind of caught up and talked. I think the last time we really was on my Discord channel. And that's already been a little bit, and I've even had some conversations with Matt recently, who's in the chat too, about what's going on and the mental distress it's causing. Because like myself, I'm traveling and it's a big burden. I mean, we're talking about, am I going to be able to travel again? You know what I mean? It's like if I go back home, I could be locked down. Right now, UK can't go to US can't go to UK. And you got all these people under restraints and this window of pulling their heartstrings for taking a vaccination. Do you want to take one or not take one? Take a COVID test to see your loved one. This is what it's come to. And just people like myself and Matt are under that distress right now. I mean, this is more than just misinformation out there. This is people have a door handed to them and they're saying, which one do you want? What you want is on the other side, but you're going to have to listen and bend. And that's where we're at.
They want us to stand on each side of that door. That's the problem,
Exactly.
That's only one door, It's all about which side you choose, basically. And that's the narrative that's going to be played out, that they want us to fight each other, basically, because they know we are too much. We are too big a handful if they want to fight us in the street. So they want us to front up, just like they do in everything else, Black Lives Matter,
divide.
Whatever, they're just going to draw a line and say, all the vaccinated people over here and all the unvaccinated people over here. So go for it,
That's exactly what they want to create, and they want us to start attacking each other, which we know as a truther, you can kind of get very upset. You have people out here going, you're stupid, you're being compliant, you're putting on a mask, but a lot of these people, again, like I said, are at that door, or they are just misinformed. And if we sit here and think that these people aren't, and we shouldn't feel a little bit sorry for them, I mean, for heaven's sakes, most of the people still believe they live on a globe. I mean, if you understand that and where we're at, then you can't get upset with them for not understanding a misinformation that's being told to them on a black screen every single day that's even in their hands. I mean, the kids are confused. Everybody's confused.
Yeah. I partially agree. I do believe this is different than the globe because the globe has been around for so long.
Right.
This is pretty new concept, and I think people the amount of propaganda that's been rolled out for the last 20 months should get people to think, no matter how
Mm.
indoctrinated they were. Because it's borderlines to nonsense now, basically.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
yeah, so I'm on your side. We can't blame these people. We have to give them a pass, but we
Mm.
somewhere down the line we have to see them as enemies too, because they are the energy that the dark forces behind the curtain needs to eliminate people like us. So at some point, it will be a flat out war, I think.
Well, yeah, they're going to cause it through many different things. When you're talking about food shortages, everything you could think of, even construction materials are going up, and everybody's talking about. I mean, look at America. There's no workers because what they've done to our economy and the people with stimulus checks and everything else. I mean, it's going down a path. I mean, I don't even see where these people are going because they've lost the plot already. Their minds are already confused and they don't even know what they want.
Exactly. And
they don't even know what they're fighting for.
No, yeah, they do. They're fighting for their lives, They're fighting
or
for
so they think, right?
couch.
They're fighting for their lives. Yeah.
Yeah. They're fighting for sitting in their couch, eating pizza, watching Fear Factor and other stuff, That's what they're fighting for, They're fighting for the right to be comfortable, to have a life like they used to. They don't want change. That's the problem, and that's what we want, So basically, somewhere down the line, we are different. I think. I think there must be some other thing than just people who can't see the problem and people who can see the problem. I think somewhere down the line, we must admit that there is some kind of trigger that divides us like this. It can't only be government. It can't only be propaganda. There has to be some common ground that does this, I think.
Absolutely. But like you were saying earlier, the nonsense propaganda, the thing is people aren't even necessarily maybe hearing it, because a lot of it's being said on their TV, and you're sitting here and like the newspaper that Sven's involved in, that's a truth newspaper basically, is being sent out that I wish a lot of more people would be involved in, United Kingdom. But when it comes to that, and we're giving the results out there to tell you the deaths and the adverse reactions to these vaccinations, and that when it comes down to 99.99, 5% of people, 90%, sorry, children are not even affected by this because they're going to recover from it. What is the point even giving children a vaccination in the first place? This isn't something that's going to stop you from passing anything on either. What about the next variant? I mean, the list goes on and on. But right now, you're talking about even Michigan, New York. I even heard in California. I mean, the lady was just arrested because she didn't want to send her child to school because she didn't want to be vaccinated. And so you're fighting people at home. Your husbands and wives are fighting against this decision. I mean, when you have people in England, children, not people, children in England that are 10 and 12, and they're telling me that they're questioning if they're going to get the vaccination or not at school. And I asked them, have you talked to your parents about that? And one of them said yes, and the other one said no. This is a decision that's being put on kids, and I don't even know how that's even a concept. A child can't even understand what's even happening, let alone what they're going to put in their body for the rest of their lives.
How can kids even understand this? Because I've seen in Denmark, you have parents getting divorced over this, and not even only divorced. People who were actually capable of being good to each other. I'm talking about friends of mine, that was actually capable of being good to each other, had a divorce and are now fighting over the kids because of this. They wouldn't have this fight over the kids if it wasn't for this pandemic, because of this nonsense, because you have one on the one side and one on the other side. So they are basically only fighting because of this COVID thing, and that's
Yeah.
the children get jammed up, whether they are forced to take a decision or not. You know, they feel the repercussions. They feel
Hmm.
everything that we grown-ups do. You know, they feel it a lot more than we think they do, I think.
Oh,
uh,
absolutely. I'm still questioning how even a child is even going to understand what they've been through in the last year, let alone what's coming for them for the mask issue. I mean, they had to go to school for a year wearing a mask. We have a hard time understanding this, right? A
yeah,
child going through this. We grew up going outside, playing out in in the dirt and riding our bicycles in the fresh air. No mask kind of issue. I can't imagine what is going on in a child's mind at all, to be honest.
yeah,
And when you talk about what's happening with virtual schooling and the bullying that went on this past year, all the kids failing their school because they weren't even doing what they're supposed to be doing because, God forbid, they were on YouTube, you know what I mean, instead of actually doing the school. Well, of course they were, because they weren't being monitored, because there was so much shit going on at people's homes during COVID that they couldn't even think or process things. People were losing their jobs. People weren't even used to the lifestyles anymore. So
yeah.
everything got shifted up. Then all of a sudden we're supposed to, figure this out. No, it's going to take some time. But our kids, that is our time. We should be focusing on them because they're the ones going to be the next leaders in this. They need to know what the heck's going on. And we don't need to be putting vaccinations and stuff in their body when it's not even affecting them in the first place. And the
No,
fact that parents don't even question this, to put a chemical in your child's body and what's even in it, it baffles me, let alone this one.
in
No
Denmark,
questions.
it was not even considered until it was in the TV. If you ask 3 months ago if any parents in Denmark would vaccinate their kids, I basically think it would be 1 in 10 or something like that, you know. But if you do it now, well, we are on a lot higher number than that. So I think the TV plays some kind of role in what we're doing. I think these people basically are at some level brainwashed because you can't be this ignorant. I just don't believe the human race is this ignorant, you know. So there is some kind of mind bug
Well,
going on.
I guess it depends on you. Ignorant just means misinformed. They don't know. And if you really look at it, yeah, most
Yeah,
of those societies is ignorant. I was ignorant once. I mean, I still believe that the earth was spinning at one point in time, long, long time ago when I was a kid. I mean, we're always misinformed. I used to believe in
yeah.
Santa Claus. You know what I mean? It's easy to be misinformed, very, very easily. But it
But I
takes
also,
connecting and talking to one another and also in other countries like Brian, we've done, you and Sven have done,
yeah,
algorithm, all these people that have connected in a very, very genuine way, not just like some people on Discord and their little keyboard chats. You know what I mean? You know what I
no,
mean?
in an
It's not.
emotional
It's not
level,
that.
yeah, I know.
We're way deeper than that, and we've connected so we can reach out, and not even just online, because we also realize that this can be gone tomorrow. We can wake up and the internet's gone. How are we going to communicate? Where are you at? We know those things, but you have to trust those people, build those relationships, and let me tell you, it's not easy in this time.
No,
Not at all. But if you're not connecting, you're not going to know what's going on. That's the main issue. And that's why I came to England. I can't know what's going on in another country just because somebody tells me. I need to
no.
validate that for
You
myself. I got to
can
see
you
it,
can
feel
know
it
a
out.
guy like Sven and know you get the truth, you know. So
Exactly. So
and
I'm,
that's
I'm
that.
visiting him here right now. It's been wonderful to see his side. You know what I mean, of the story, not just hearing it online. And it's about time we start doing this, connecting more to get this information out there. Because if we're just sitting on it, what are we doing? Oh, sorry, one sec, guys.
I think that's the issue, you know, and that's why we are clinging to these people that we feel we can trust. We need to get our information from sources that we can trust, and that's why we try to connect you, I, Sven, and all the others from Discord, and also algorithm and so forth, you know. And I met some nice people in Australia too. So I think that's the important thing, you know, the baseline of your information. You know, don't take anything for granted. You know, take your your knowledge from 10 people and then discover the truth for yourself. The truth is only what you make it. It's your gut feeling that decides what is true or not. It shouldn't be a TV. It shouldn't be no government. It shouldn't be other people. In the end, it should be every individual deciding what is true for them. That's my opinion.
Oh, absolutely. But the thing is nobody questions things anymore because they seriously like to be managed, told what to do, what to wear, what to think, what's the trend. It's ridiculous. We've lost our values in life and what's important. Money. What is money? At this point, like we in Spin Talks, like that's going to be printed. Like one time it used to be tulips. One area used to be cucumbers at one point in time that it was based on. I mean, it's whatever is value to you. And that's what they do. This is about control. This ain't about money. It's about controlling your mind so they can get whatever they want out of you. Whenever they want out of you. Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. I think there are some kind of mind control in this. I think, I don't know if it's the TV or if it's the transmitters above, but there's something out there playing a role in this. Because everybody turns stupid in 20 months. And I just don't believe that is possible. So,
yeah, you made me spin up on that one. I mean, he can't shut up enough. He's got a kid. He's a little 2 cents, and I told him he doesn't have to call in separately. I mean, he's sitting right here. What's the point? But I don't mind sharing, what I mean, the stage with everybody else because I can go on and on forever. A 6-hour show with you. It never ends.
Yeah, I can't do that. I have work tomorrow, but we go as long as we can. So.
But no, I did want to call in, Han, show you my respect. That we need to do that more and more for each other. Hopefully me and Sven and Algo can do something tomorrow for a show. I think we have something in the making. I'd love everybody to be part of that because it's not even about me. It's not about a content creator. It's about just whatever somebody has to say, thinking outside the box and spreading that information around and to get people to think because no one's thinking anymore. And that's what it's going to take. And it's going to take a connection now. You can't just throw a video in somebody's face. You can't just hand them a newspaper. You're going to have to know the information. And if you know the information, it's going to come across easy and it's going to come across genuine. And if you're not doing that, it's not going to help. So people, please, if you want to help, make sure you get the information strong in your mind and get out there and speak to people. Because online is a wonderful platform, but there's nothing like a connection in person.
No,
you got to have that eye to eye.
We have to realize that the more people that wakes up before it gets all bad is a less enemy we have to fight in the end. So,
that's right.
So yeah.
Well, it's good hearing from you, Brian. I love hearing you. You're in my heart and soul and always in my prayers. And most of your subscribers are the same way. I definitely will be speaking to you really soon. You know that. And I hope you have a blessed night. And everybody listening to, please don't forget that even if your loved ones aren't understanding what's happening and you're frustrated or you're not talking to someone, or even if you get called an extremist from your family, at the end of the day, those people still love you. They're just misinformed and they're confused.
Yeah.
And if we can get them to understand, maybe, just maybe we can inspire people enough, they'll make a change. But you can't lose hope. I know it's hard, but if you lose hope, you've lost the damn whole plot. Okay, guys?
This is the whole fight. Yeah, it is.
But I love you guys. Please stay strong. And you're always in my prayers, honey. And I will let someone else come in and take the $3 platform that I always stand on.
I'll just bring in more. You don't have to go.
Well, we're about to order some chow mein. That's some old school thing we used to say we're going to do, a little chow mein. So, yeah, it's nice to connect. Chow mein is like an old, what do you want to call it? It's an old Chinese dish, but it's also like an old little laughable comment back in the day. It's almost been 2 years now. We've all known each other. And it's, if you remember right, Brian, too, September was around the same time, everybody was connecting. So let that shift in energy right now guide us in the right direction, because usually around this time of year, there is a little shift in the air. And let's not forget that we do have time still. Okay, guys?
Yeah. It's all about keeping it real, right? You know,
let's
not get sucked into that dream world they all want us in, you know. watch Matrix once a week, and that's the documentary for the month, you know. So
Exactly.
yeah, just keep it real. That's my opinion, my advice. You know, just
Hmm.
go out there, go to the forest, go feel some leaves and grass, and have some reality in your life. So
Hmm.
you're not just bound to Twitter or Facebook or whatever, you know, because you will lose that reality. I've seen it already in the people around me. Everybody is
Yeah.
is gone. You know, they have
Mhm.
been sucked into this little device. Whether it's something that started when they started put up these new transmitters, I don't know, or that it's been in them for a long time and it's just been triggered now. I don't know, but
Yeah.
it's not helping us. Just
No.
staring at our phone, you know, we can't Wikipedia out of this one.
No, I wish it was that simple, right? And we
Yeah,
also, like he was just saying, can't Discord channel it out either. I mean, at the end of the day, that's only going to go so dang far. And as myself, who's been on Discord for a while and has had its toll taken on me, and a lot of us,
it has.
Discord isn't the answer. So I appreciate everybody doing their work on Discord. I'm not saying stop, but that can't be the end all be all for sure.
Yeah, I hear people saying that it doesn't hurt them, it's not that bad and stuff, you know. You know what my answer is? Either you're lying through your teeth or
Right.
you're not awake yet, you know,
That's
because
right.
you're not
We were
really
both
awake.
right.
Yeah,
Because it will eat you up and spit you
it
out
will, it
and
will,
doesn't care.
and you have to learn the hard way to keep your distance from this stuff because it is nasty stuff. When you get it on your finger, it sticks, and when you
Oh,
touch
yeah.
yourself on your trousers or your blouse, it will stick everywhere. So you have to
Oh,
be
yeah.
careful with
Energy is
that.
crazy and it will carry with you. This is why it's important. Like I said, I'm not saying everybody here has to be kumbaya best friends because in reality, we all know that internet friends are just on the internet more than likely. But
Yeah,
a lot of us have made deeper connections than that. And we don't go around and tell people's business or anything. We are very, very, controlled what we say and do because it's important if you care about somebody to keep that relationship going and you don't talk shit. And it's Discord isn't for personal drama. This is supposed to be about what? Getting some information out and doing something for activism and truth. I mean, for me, it's not even just about meetups. What are you doing in that meetup? What is the point in that
yeah.
meetup? Because you can
Well,
do flat earth meetups all damn day long in America and everywhere across the world. But if you're just saying hello, what are you gaining out of that? You
yeah,
already have that.
and it's so
So we
much
got to
better
do something with it.
information from people you know.
Mm.
In getting them from I have nothing against news. I just want
Mm.
people like you telling me because then I have the same news story with an opinion on it, and I can much
Yeah.
rather use that than just the mainstream narrative, you know. So basically, when I just talk, I don't care what topic we talk about. It does not matter because
Mm-mm.
I will get opinions attached to any subject that we discuss, and that's what matters to me. So yeah,
The fact that even somebody has an opinion, because most of the time nobody even has one anymore. And that's the when I see someone have an opinion, I'm like, oh, there we go. I don't even care if it matches mine. You're thinking, wow, there's a spark in there. So it's getting down to the point that no one's even wanting to even think.
no, I think they don't even want to listen to us. That's the
Mm-mm.
problem. No, that's what I'm seeing now. In the start, people were listening to me, and then they called me an idiot.
Right.
Now they're just putting up their hands and don't even go there. I need this, you know.
Well, yeah, they're making that major divide, and a lot of people don't even want to say that they've taken the vaccination. I mean, myself, I've actually talked to a lot of truthers, and I met up with
Mm,
some, and quite a few of them actually have already taken the vaccination, but it's a hush hush, don't tell anybody because they have restrictions on them that they feel they need to do that,
wow,
traveling,
wow.
family, whatever. And I understand that battle. I'm not trying to put them down for taking the vaccination. It's their choice what they put in their body. I feel sorry. I'm hoping and praying that whatever happens, it's not bad. I don't wish
Just
it
the
bad
fact
upon
that they want
anyone.
to keep it a secret
Right.
is basically telling you that they know
Hmm.
that's a problem, you know. that they're only going along with this for some other reason. They can see the problem. Otherwise, there will be no reason. If you basically really believe that there was a virus killing everybody and hurting you and your family, you would be proud to wear that mark.
Yeah.
You know, you would go around saying to everybody, "See, I did the vaccination. I did what I could." You know, but that's not what they're doing. Everybody's hiding it. It's like a taboo. You know, and so that tells you right there that they already know there's a problem. Whether they're conscious about it or it's just a gut feeling, they know the problem is there, you know.
I like to say one more thing too about this, because I'm seeing things too in the community myself, and I'm not trying to call out a channel. This is not about that. But when I see other people making a statement, making it seem like I'm standing strong, how dare anybody that doesn't if you put a mask on, how dare you? I could fly around, United States and I don't have to wear a mask. That is bullshit, Brian Stabley. I am sorry, but I've flown and I've seen it. Good luck. You can go ahead and sit on that plane and take your mask off for a second, take a picture. You might even get a video for a second before that plane takes off, but you ain't getting nowhere. They will escort you off that plane if you don't have a mask on. I have flown. So when I see truthers trying to make a stand in that way, like, look at me and how dare you, that is not the way to go, because that is literally lies. You have to wear a mask. And I'd love to see that flight that you recorded that you didn't wear one the whole time and nobody said a word to you. BS.
Yeah.
Let's get real here. Let's not lie. Let's not make us look at like, oh, look at me. I'm a content creator because I want entertainment value. I'm not here for that. This is real. This is people's lives at hand here.
Yeah, it is. And if we put people in front of our truth who has a lot of ego, then we're lost already, because they thrive from ego, that dark place, where all these decisions came from. They thrive on ego. That's the thing they always count on. That is the thing. I have ego. I just put mine in check. Everybody has ego, and they're playing ego, the ego game with us right now. So yeah, I see people being more reliant on their digital self, just like in the Matrix. This digital version of themselves.
Persona. Literally.
They it's no longer how you are as a person, it's how you are perceived, and that's a big issue, because then we are playing right into this virtual reality world that they want, then the reality is all gone.
I've had a privilege, and I say privilege in a laughing way, in a way, because I've actually met a few fellow truthers, I should say, and flat earthers and stuff like that in the community in the last year, because I've been traveling around. It's been important to me because I've lost most of my family, besides my mom left. And I needed to get out there, spread my wings kind of thing. And during this journey, let me tell you, just because a truther says that they're all about that doesn't mean that. And most of the people that I've met said, I've never met anyone in the community that's been exactly real except you. And I'm not putting anything on my shoulders, trying to look at me. No. I can't believe that we're in a community, so-called, again, we've talked about this community, quotation marks, that is supposedly a truth community, but when you meet them, they don't even add up. Not who they say they are. Don't live the way of life that they claim that they live, sugars, and I don't do this for my kids or whatever. No, that's still happening. And it baffles me, because I'm in a mindset that I live this every day of my life. So I'm confused. But at the same time, this is why I'm standing strong. I don't care what content creator, what you are. People need to get real. Because if you're going to sit here and act like you've never put a mask on in your life, I'm laughing. Because you must not have left your house. You must not went to a store.
I'm sorry,
I'm not saying that you're not wearing one now, but somebody has at one point in time. Let's get real here.
I haven't worn a mask for 1 second.
Have you? About Never. 1 second, Brian.
Yeah, I do it at job. Do it at my job.
Okay, that's what I mean. At one point in time in this situation, someone's had
that kind of mask. I work with dangerous stuff, so
okay.
So
right.
I work with asbestos every day, so I do wear a
Oh God,
mask.
yeah.
But I've never worn a mask for 1 second because of this narrative. Never.
Well, I hope more people can have the understanding first so they can make that decision. But I know in America it's been a little different. I mean, every
Yeah,
person who needs to go into a Walmart and you got police standing there and you're just going to be escorted out, what's the choice then? Do you want something there or are you going to have it ordered at home? And
yeah,
I'm not the kind of person that, regardless, even if you order it at home, you're still feeding the system because what are they trying to do right now? Make Amazon and all these companies that are ordering your stuff at home bank. So
yeah,
regardless of how you look at it, whether you put on the mask or you send your stuff home, you're still compliant to that system right now.
yeah. And I'm still playing into the system in a lot of other ways. I'm trying to eliminate them one by one, and that's
Right.
what it's about. So yeah. Uh, the system is a pretty hard thing to detach yourself from. I've experienced that. I still have a bank
Yeah.
account and I still have a
You're
birth
right.
certificate. Uh, to go
Exactly.
total rogue is almost impossible. But
Right.
you just have to fight for what you believe in, and yes, you have a birth certificate, it's all right. You have a bank account to receive money, that's all
Mhm.
right. It's not gonna hurt your life like that, but when you start mandating things that can physically harm you,
Right.
then you're crossing my line, and I'm gonna fight you. That's my issue. So
Absolutely, because we also know these mandates, like mandate. What is mandate? People think it's a law. People think they have to obey it. They don't
yeah,
understand that they exempt themselves from things. And in reality, it does work different in different countries. So I'm traveling around, I'm seeing the difference. But at the same time, it's the same control, same narrative, same BS. But it doesn't mean that this stuff isn't controlled in a higher power here, guys. This is beyond governments. This is beyond any of that. This is beyond corporations. This is even beyond Amazon. This has been planned for such a long, long time. These vaccinations were already ready, sitting there for this to happen. They haven't been through the
yeah,
trials. I mean, because they were already there and they already know what they're planned for. They don't need that.
no,
And honestly, they don't care because they told you it's a pandemic, but they still let you fly around everywhere, right? They still let you travel from state to state, even they told you that you couldn't, but everybody was, including myself. If there was a massive pandemic, you wouldn't be doing shit. You'd be sitting in your house and you would actually be controlled to no end. That's
yeah.
not what's happening here.
No, and I have to say, in my country, it hasn't been that bad, for people like
Mm-hmm.
me. Yeah, I see countries where the story is a different story.
Right.
I have been able to take my kids almost everywhere without a mask. So actually, sometimes it helps bring the kids. That's the insane part of it. So
Yeah, they might leave you alone
yeah,
because you
yeah,
got kids or
yeah.
something, right? Well,
I
see,
haven't
that's
worn a
the
mask.
confusion too. It's like
We have,
they'll actually leave you alone if you have a kid, right? That's no problem, right?
yeah,
Even the COVID tests, they let you do them yourself. I was flying, you're sending them in. What if somebody stuck it up the butt? I mean, you don't know. It's ridiculous. The neighbor next to me that I just was in Ashford, and he ended up getting supposedly COVID and was tested for it. And then I asked him, well, do you have to take a test again after so many days to verify if you have it or don't have it? I mean, no, just isolate for 10 days and that's it. No tracking, no nothing. Now, if this was something serious and he has such a virus that's going to kill somebody, wouldn't he make sure that he's no longer has that? But no, that's not the case either. It's
yeah, no,
insanity because all this is just a money making machine and a
yeah,
control machine because you know how much money those COVID tests cost each time they fly?
yeah,
Each person? How many COVID
yeah,
tests have been done? Who's
yeah.
banking?
No. This has put us in death, and your children and your grandchildren in death for the next 100 years.
Oh, absolutely.
You
Absolutely.
know, and you know what? I just saw a news story on
Uh-huh.
Danish news today. That's saying that the Danish economy has recovered remarkably after COVID. Are you fucking kidding me? We spent
Oh, that's
money
funny.
for the next 50 years, and you're telling me that we just recovered? I mean,
Yeah.
how stupid can you get?
I mean, you got right now, Israel, right? It's got like 85, 90% vaccination rate. However, they're not allowing anyone in who's vaccinated because they're seeing more problems in their hospitals with people that are vaccinated than anything else. Then you have Switzerland and what was the other country? My brain's a little off right now. Sorry, guys, about to eat dinner. But it's another country, too, that's also saying the same damn thing, too. They're not allowing anybody who's vaccinated in now. So if people aren't even questioning that, and that's mainstream news, or are they not even looking? I'm not sure. But it's getting to the point where you're already seeing the vaccination have an effect. I mean, I'm sitting here reading this right in front of me, and it's 1,612 deaths, 1,178,069 adverse reactions to these vaccinations, MHRA. Where is people's heads? We have a 99.995% COVID recovery rate for children. Where are people's heads?
Yeah, we just had another collapse of a football player in Denmark this weekend. Okay. That's the third one within 2 months. You know, Christian Eriksen was the first one, and we had 2 other cases in the Danish league. You know when the last case of somebody having a stroke on a football field was?
I'm sure it's been a while before this stuff happened.
98, and before that it was 74. Wow. You know, we had 3 in 2 months. So yeah.
And if people don't look at that and say that's, is this a coincidence or something? You're kidding me if you think that. Seriously. I honestly don't understand how maybe people aren't hearing these things though, because they're only seeing what's on that TV, because that's where they go for their information. Even online, they don't really want to do the work, to do the research, because honestly, this is something out of their league. They can't wrap their mind around it. I mean, if you get real serious, you can probably talk to Ken from Algo's show and stuff. I think you know what I'm talking about. And he's in the medical field. When you're in the medical field, you get trained for your profession. There are so many different fields in that alone that you're not going to understand what is going on. Your regular doctor, primary care doctor, is not going to know anything about that vaccination at all. A chemist will, but not him. They're just being told what to give to you and what it does. That is it.
I think many in that profession is basically just shutting their eyes. It's the 3 old monkeys, see no evil, hear no evil, and speak no evil.
Well, the good thing is we do have some people in the colleagues, that are higher up, surgeons, neurologists, people like that actually understand stuff like this a little bit more, who are really talking about it too much mainstream, but they're going behind the scenes with their friends and colleagues and opening up the books, because they say this doesn't make any sense. Why are we having respiratory issues? Why are we having this and that? They're going down the list because it doesn't add up. Now, eventually, hopefully, we'll get somewhere with these people speaking out more, but every time somebody speaks out, they get looked at like, oh, why them? And the rest of the authority, for some reason, is more predominant in their mind, and that's the answer. I don't understand that, because if you have one nurse standing up saying something's wrong, it's like a black swan. There has to be others, and there is.
Yeah,
but nobody's listening to those people.
I have 2 that are friends. I have 2 friends that quit their job because they were forced to give the jab. They refused to give the jab, and after a conversation, they chose to give up their job. So I have a very dear friend of mine who gave up her job because she didn't want to vaccinate people. So there are people within that system that sees it.
Absolutely. I have a friend who's supposed to have been on my show, but has so much going on this past year and stuff, and she works in the ICU department and deals with COVID in the COVID department, really they call it, but on a daily basis. And she's been screaming about this. It is nothing that they say it is. That was even a year ago. But now we're getting to a point that we don't know what's happening. People are talking about shedding whatever's in these vaccinations too that could be causing people to be sick. We don't know if they're even giving them something at this point. The first peak wasn't real. We know that damn straight, because there was nobody in those hospitals. The ambulances were parked. I mean, we went through this. It's even on our old show with me and Sven. You can see the videos. And it's not just our videos. It's all over the internet. And then the second peak. Well, we knew there's going to be 3 peaks in the beginning, which is not even possible in the first place. How do you know there's 3? Hasn't been 1. So now we're at what peak? What peak's next? I mean, we're at 10 right now. I'm actually not sure because I'm not counting, but suppose there's like 14 or 15 variants. Well, when's the next one? And what booster am I going to have to take for that too? It doesn't make
Well,
any sense how a
basically,
virus
at
works.
some
They don't
point,
work
they
like this.
just want us to take that on a weekly basis. They're gonna put it on a prescription and put it in your local pharmacy, and you can go pick it up, and you need to take that and bake on weekly basis, so you don't wake up. Basically, do you remember the movie Equilibrium?
Oh, I actually do. Yeah, that's a pretty good movie.
Yeah, that's a pretty good movie, and it's a pretty good way of thought of where we are going right now. That's what they want us to do. They want us to keep ourselves in check, so they don't have to. That is what it's gonna be. It's gonna be at some point. It's gonna be looked at badly that you refuse these things. Like a vaccine, and it's not going to be the government or the police implementing these laws against you or these restrictions. It's going to be your neighbor and your family that demands that you have this in order to be a part of society. And that's what they want. That's why they're playing out against each other. They want, everybody that you care about to convince you. So, because they know that they can't, so they get people you love to convince you instead.
Absolutely, hon. And before I go to, because I think Sven wants to maybe call in for a split second too and talk to you as well. But that data that I gave on the adverse reactions and the deaths, that data was correct as of April 9th of 2021. April, guys. So we're far even beyond that, but that's the data collected as of then.
Yeah.
How many people have taken them since then? It's nuts.
That's what they do.
But Brian, I'm actually going to get going, honey, because I have to get some stuff done. It's been nothing but a pleasure.
It was lovely. So, yeah, I miss you all, and we need a talk soon as well, so we can have all the other guys here too. So that
absolutely, we'll definitely do something very, very, very soon in the making. You know that, and you're always in my heart. You can give me a call anytime, sweetie pie, and we will definitely talk soon. I hope everybody has a blessed night, and just armor up and keep strong, guys. Have hope.
Thank you, Stacy.
All right, love you guys. Talk soon.
Bye-bye. And I'm just gonna bring Sven, but I'm gonna do a quick shout out for everybody here because there have been a lot of people here that I missed. Win Wilson, welcome. Dearest Dawn, always a pleasure to see you here. Catherine M, welcome. Today we were talking about mental distress, and then it took a twist, and then it's back on mental distress, and then we talk about something else, and now I have Sven. So that's what we do here. We just talk about anything that we want at any time. Hey, Sven.
Hello, Brian. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
How you doing, mate? You okay?
Yeah, I'm in a good mood, actually. I'm a bit tired.
Today, well, that's where I come in then, I guess, huh?
That's where you come in. So I'm good. I'm tired. I've been working a lot, and I'm training a lot, so I'm physically exhausted. But other than that, I'm good.
All right.
So how are you?
Yeah, I'm all right, thank you. Yeah, it's been a very surreal sort of 10 days, let's say.
Yeah.
You know, but this afternoon I went down to the gardens here in Bournemouth because we do like regular meetups where we think about doing some initiatives and stuff for the future. You know, like we had the vigil for those who had died after the vaccines that we did 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So we're trying to create more. And the good thing about Stacey being here right now is that she's got obviously some great ideas as well. And but it's difficult to put ideas into practice sometimes if you're literally just on your own doing it. So We have quite a good network here, and hopefully you can get to meet a few of the people next weekend as well. But that would be good. But yeah, there's always stuff. Sort of people are always thinking about ways of getting messages out to others and that sort of thing, and trying to encourage people, to take a closer look and question it, like we've been doing now for the last, I don't know, 18 months or whatever.
Yeah.
But things have changed now a little bit because, of course, now we're into the unknown with all the other stuff, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, apart from that, as you've noticed, Stacey's in town at the moment, and that's on the back of some, let's say, bizarre goings on, right? I'll say it very, very cautiously. And I won't name any names either because it's not really fair, because I'm not that sort of person. Others are, but I'm not. And but anyway, and so it's ended up the way it is, whereby what we actually tried to do 18 months ago has now actually happened. We've actually ended up getting together and meeting up and talking in person, which is absolutely fantastic. So thank you to those who are responsible for us to getting together.
Right. Cheers.
Thank you very much indeed. I'll rate a glass next time I drink alcohol. But
I would do
never
that
happen.
too, but apparently my face is not pretty enough to fly yet. So
Your face is not pretty enough to fly yet. Well, join the club on that one. Excuse me. But yeah, and again, and just to allude back to what Stacey was mentioning earlier, and you and I have had these conversations in the past as well, Brian, about the importance of community, but in the real life sense.
Yeah.
Right. We can all have a chat and have lovely group chats and chat rooms and stuff like that. But you know what? Even I've fallen foul to it in the past. It goes off on tangents, and before you know it, there are complications galore. And it's like, I have to look at my own kind of behaviors and angles and all of this and think, okay, well, what actually, first of all, works, and secondly, works for me, so I can carry out some self-preservation and make sure that I don't, I don't expend too much energy in the wrong places, fight the wrong battles, because we're going to be we're entering a phase now, I think, whereby, your spiritual fabric has to be intact, and you need your wits about you, and you also need to conserve your energy, because it's going to be very sapping. It already is. Let's have it right.
Yeah, but we haven't seen anything yet.
No, I know that, but it's not about that. It's about the fact that even now people are struggling, including lots in the community. This is the thing. So if we haven't seen anything yet, then a lot of people are going to be in serious dire straits.
Yeah.
This is the key thing about meeting up in person. That's why I wanted to mention it earlier about going down to gardens. If people are living close by, they need to get in touch. You'll soon find out if these people who you're in touch with are okay or not okay. Because they can't hide when it's not online. But yeah, the importance of that, and I'm just lucky that we have that network here where I am in Bournemouth, but not everyone's that fortunate.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be much more important in the near future, because I think there's new things coming as well. I don't think it's just going to. I think they're done with COVID, to be honest. I think so. They don't need COVID no more to push the vaccines. We're already at a point where they just have to sneeze and you go get a vaccine. So I don't think they need it no more. So I think the next battle is going to be on the mental side,
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I'm just trying to hook in there and find the right segue, but it's like the task ahead is huge,
Yeah.
And that's the thing. We have to know when to take a step back and when not to try and achieve 100%,
Yeah. What we've been doing for the last 20 months has nothing to do with the fight ahead. That has just been the lines been crossed up. They just made they just laid out the battlefield. And now we are in that silence before the storm kind of scenario where we're just waiting for the fight to start for real. That's why I think we are.
Yeah, most probably. Most probably, and it's going to be very difficult for certain people who think they can depend on certain people, let's say, for example, within certain communities. And we just lived through it recently, how you can often misread the signs, let's say. It's quite astounding and astonishing, but I don't even know why I'm surprised that actually you can't rely on anybody but yourself, really. And I should have paid attention to my parents when I was a little boy. You know,
we all did that a couple of years ago as well, didn't we?
Yes, indeed.
So it shouldn't be a surprise.
Exactly.
But it always is.
It shouldn't be a surprise. But every time it happened, and this time it happened in person to Stacey, for example, and which of course affects me because I didn't expect her to come to the UK. That was never planned. She's not here on vacation. She's here because of situation to force her in this situation.
Yeah.
And I was a person who I'll always help people, no matter what I have in terms of a past with them or anything like that. I don't hold grudges. If someone needs my help, I'll always help them. I'm not bigging myself up. That's just the way I've been brought up. That's the way I've always been. And so, but it just, what does surprise me is to what length certain people go to simply not purposefully not help somebody. And it's just, I nearly swore, and I'm not going to because it's Sunday and I'm a part-time priest.
Oh, you can swear. It's all right. I just apologize on your behalf.
Oh no, it's okay. You'd be there for half an hour, mate. But I wouldn't want to ruin your show. But yeah, you know, it's just a disappointment time and time again. And so, of course,
I know.
So the thing we all have to do is go inwards, and it's an internal spiritual battle. We have to make sure that
it is. And as I said, it's going to be a lot worse, you know, because now you're not going to fight your community around you. It's not going to be your local community that you're going to fight. You're going to fight people that you love, and then that's where the real battle begins. When you start, you can fight the government all year long, you know, but you can't fight the people you love for one day.
Well,
you know?
happened to me a couple of weeks ago. My own father phoned me up, and the end of the conversation was I was called an extremist, and the phone was put down on me.
Yeah.
And even though I'd visited him and my mum literally a week beforehand, because I'm not going to get the vaccination. It's never happening. It just simply isn't. And you know, and I do know what, I don't even owe anyone an explanation for it. Thank you very much. No. You know, I don't want it. I'm not getting it, and that's my prerogative to decide the way I want to decide. And people have to get that in their thick heads. And if they don't get it in their heads, tough shit. That's not my problem. And this is the thing. I'm not going to make it my problem anymore. This is what we have to be wary of, right? But you know, it's just terrible when your own family kind of are so deluded because they bought into the indoctrination so heavily and so extremely that they're willing to believe a guy in a tie behind a desk where it says BBC in the background than their own frigging 48-year-old son. Now, explain to me the logic of that. That tells me a lot about what we're dealing with here, right? Tells me a lot.
Know the logic behind that, and also know that it is only you that can be the bigger man in that.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. And this is the thing. I can't afford to make it my problem.
No,
because you know that's too energy expending, as it were.
And yet it is your problem.
Yes, it is. But against my will, it's my problem. It's not me. It's like that scene, isn't it?
Exactly.
You know, when I thought I was out, they dragged me back in, kind of thing, right? Well, I don't like quoting lines from films, but I've just done it there. Hey ho, I've gone against my own advice. But yeah, you know, I don't want to be a part of any of that stress. I'd rather just lead my own life and get on with life and have those close by who I love and respect. Yeah. There aren't many of those people around.
No. And those are the people you need to fight for, you know.
Well, yeah. Well, look at you and me, for example. We're still in touch now, 2 years after we met up in Copenhagen.
Yeah, but we need to fight for that too. I think someday down the line they're gonna shut us down too, so we can't sit here, have a conversation like this.
We couldn't do it in April last year because the lockdown came when you were going to come to Bournemouth. Remember when we were doing the Southwest Uni tour?
Yeah.
Yeah. You were ready to come over.
Plane ticket bought and everything. I was on my way. So
it does. It gets in the way of everything. It literally does. You know?
So
all the stuff and initiatives we've tried in the past that nobody knows about in the community because we're not the sort of people that run around blasting our mouths off going, look, we've done this, look, we've done that. No, I distribute newspapers every day. I go out and do initiatives and try and get events and I'm there for people if they want to find groups online so that they can find other people who've been vaccinated and have had side effects. There's all sorts of stuff going on here, little initiatives all over the place, like stand in the park events and all sorts of things, as well as big demos in London and all. There's loads of stuff going on.
Yeah,
never gets reported on.
Huh? It is. I saw something the other day I want to share.
Hmm.
There was a demonstration in Copenhagen.
Yes.
Some nature freaks.
Hmm.
I want to call it freaks. That's the wrong word, but climber nuts.
Kind of nuts.
Yeah, climber nuts.
Come on, just say it as it is, Brian. Come on, third time lucky.
Yeah.
Come on, I'll do the apologizing. You fire away. Roles are reversed very quickly in this game.
They chose to stop traffic in Copenhagen, and
Yeah.
then they put up some tripods and sat on them like trees all over the biggest road in Copenhagen.
Right.
And then they spread out banners. Well, you know what the banner said?
No.
Climate change can't be solved by a corrupt government. No, that's a brain fart for you.
That's just so disappointing, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
It's so disappointing. It's like, where do I start with that? It's a bit like when we went on the tour, when we met in Copenhagen and we had those girls came into the pizzeria. Remember?
Yeah.
And they were there for a climate change demonstration.
Yeah, exactly.
And we were there
same
talking
thing,
the shape of the earth, like your global warming is nonsense, sister.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
that was,
anyway.
And I could just remember watching it because there was so much. It was orchestrated. There was so much effort in what they were doing, and the police couldn't do anything about it.
Right.
It was just so coordinated, and I was just sat there and said, "Man, so much energy just wasted." If somebody would just tell these people the truth, they could actually go out and use all that skills and effort they have on something useful.
Mm.
It was just such a waste to watch. It was sadly because I saw the sign and I misread it the first. I thought it said that a corrupt government was behind the climate hoax, the
Right.
climate change. That's what I thought it was. I said, okay, I want to go over there and join that, And when I got over there, I saw the sign said something else, And I was just like, oh, fuck it, man. Really? They don't get that they're playing right into the narrative, And they're even, the narrative there so much again is they're actually playing right into their hands. It's so sad.
Yeah, it is sad. It is actually sad. The whole thing is sad. If you take a step back and you look at it for what it is, if we take our ego out of it totally, which I know for some people in the community especially is nigh on, and I'm going to swear, a fucking impossibility. Absolutely, right? And I'll say that to their faces as well. One day, I'm sure, one day over the rainbow. But anyway, sorry for wandering off there. I like to go off on tangents, but it is a sad state of affairs to think that so many good people have fallen for it to such an extent that they're willing to just banish us to the fringes of society and just mock us and use us as an excuse to continue behaving in this way based on misinformation. It's just absolutely awful. It's nuts. It's nuts, mate. And I've me and Stacey have been talking about it now the last few days. That's all we've been talking about is this sort of stuff. We haven't been sitting here talking about, flowery fields and living in the countryside or anything like that. It's been, we've been talking about serious kind of stuff. And it's like, take a look around you. Take a look at what's going on right now. Yeah. And it's nothing yet. And it's like, people don't know. We don't know. That's the crazy thing about it. We don't know. Yeah. We have an inkling. We know what's not, right?
Yeah. I actually filmed it, because I wanted to talk about it, make a video about it. And then I just stopped and I just said, no. You know what? I'm not even going to give it the time of day, because it was just, it was sad. And then, so I just get the feeling that these people, I don't know how to put it. They were chanting a song all the way through. Everybody was sitting on the tripod was chanting a song. I couldn't hear the first thing of the chorus, but the second thing was there is no climate justice. How climate justice?
What the hell does that mean?
Yeah, what the fuck? I mean, that's the
What the hell
stupidest
does,
thing I've
what does
ever
that
heard.
mean? What does that even mean? It's like
Yeah,
it's
now
like
I have
baby
to,
space time.
now I have to make a video
Baby
about it
space
just
time.
to
What does
show
that
you,
even
you know.
mean? What does it mean? No one's seen bending space time. Nobody
Yeah.
knows what it looks like. Nobody knows how time in space bends. It's just crazy. But people use these words and don't know what the hell they mean. They just don't know.
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh, I
what?
just want to shout out our fellow friend Telex, who's here.
Telex, yeah.
Yeah, he's a good guy too. I know him
He
on
is.
a level.
He is.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
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 Don't forget to mention the bill that's actually going to go and play.
Yeah. I meant to mention now. I forgot. Thanks, Stacey. Yeah, and that is that this Tuesday there's a so-called policing bill that's being reviewed in the UK, right?
Mhm.
And if the policing bill gets allowed through, then it means that police in future can basically decide at a whim. It doesn't mean now, it doesn't have to be before a demo or anything like that. They can now officially, backed up by law, stop a demonstration for any reason, basically. For any reason. If it doesn't appeal to them, if they don't like it, whatever, they can just shut it down. And here's the kicker: up to 10 years in jail. It's gone from £10,000 fines now up to jail time.
Jail time.
Jail time for demonstrating.
That's
Jail time.
insane.
I mean, I'm not kidding you. And this is this Tuesday. I've been in touch with Liberty, and they sent me an email confirming it. I read it out earlier. And a couple of friends of mine from the stand-up group and stuff, we're all aware of that. And we were talking about that today as well, about, well, what do we do in future? And it's not about the demos. It's about being active in general. Yeah. Right? This is the thing. It's not about going on a demo. It's about, how do I then spread information? A, without getting spotted. B, if I get, you know what I mean? It's just all sorts of stuff you've got to think about.
You have to run around with hoods on.
Well, I ran around with a hood on when I got my bloody haircut last year. I had to run around with a hood on. It was awful. It was like, it was the craziest thing ever. The lockdown was just enforced, and I was starting to look like Chewbacca. And what happened was, my friend, I thought why don't I know a hairdresser when I need one, right? So, and then eventually I found this guy and I phoned him up, and he said, okay, I'm going to meet you at like 09:23 hours round the corner. And then I'm going to go. And it was like, he put up his shutters like 1 yard off the ground, and I rolled underneath it like Magnum.
Do you want to say it, or do you want the good stuff?
Right. And then he put his shutters back down again. And then we went into like a back room, and then he closed the door. It was like a practice room. I had my haircut and everything. And then all that sort of stuff. I paid double price, of course. And then when I left through the front again, he put the shutters back down again. And I put my hood up because it was raining. And I turned to go home. I only live on the same road, literally 100 yards down the road. And this cop car drives past me, and both of them face masked up, both staring at me. They slow down. They're staring at me. And I'm like, if they see a fresh haircut, I'm in jail.
Yeah.
Forget the virus. And it's like, haircuts? Are you kidding me? Is this where we got to now? So you're smuggling your own hair around the streets now. But it's like, what's going on here?
So now you know why there's a barber on every street corner.
Absolutely madness, mate. And this is a little old England who learn in schools about how naughty the Germans were for grassing up their Jewish neighbours. Well, guess what? They're doing exactly the same.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? That's the irony about it all.
Yeah, it's not new. Everything has been done before, So
we know why the police car was there when I came out the hairdresser, because someone called them. That's why. Because someone saw him put his shutters up. But it's like, it's crazy. It's nuts.
It is. It's a mind virus. That's what we're calling it, right?
That's it. It is a mind virus.
It is a mind virus.
It is a mind virus.
What did you used to call it? Coranus.
Yeah, it's
That
a
was
Coranus.
it.
Yeah. It's Coranus. Yeah.
Yeah.
With 13 moons. Was
We can still
33.
get that.
Huh?
Don't give up, man. Don't give up that easily.
Sorry.
We can still get to the moon.
Well, I heard it's made of cheese, so I'm sticking by that. I'm sticking by the cheese thing. I like the cheese idea.
You
Moon
just
is
have to
made
wait
cheese.
another 20 years. You know, they've been promising the moon and Mars for like 30 years now.
Yeah, I know. It's
But it's gonna happen the next time. The next time is really this one is the real one.
yeah. I don't know, but yeah. But apart from that, I'm just trying to think what else there was really in terms of information in that sense. The children thing Stacey mentioned earlier, that you know, even the medical documents admit 99.995% survival rate in children under the age of 15 who contract COVID-19, or what we're told is COVID-19, right?
Yeah.
It could. I personally think it's to do with technology, but that's just my personal opinion on it, because I do know people who have been violently sick. So it's not like people haven't been sick, but of course the narrative is totally flawed. Obviously, we know that, right?
It just means that 99% of the children survives on a daily basis.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, you know, 99% of children survive generally anyway, don't they? There's always a percentage that die of something, just like grown-ups, people die, right? So you know, that's life. You ain't going to have 100% survival rate. So in other words, if it's 99.995%, that's pretty much as close as damn it, really.
That's pretty good. That is the two kids that run out in front of a lorry last week.
What?
You know, it's everything that's been
yeah, you're right.
You know, everything has been entered as death causes nowadays is with COVID. You know, it's that crazy.
Yeah.
In Denmark, it's not as I heard these extreme cases where you have accidents and stuff where they're trying to put COVID on them. But any disease that kills people in Denmark is basically stamped with COVID on it. So.
Yeah, same here. We spoke to a coroner a while back, and he was very revealing, and he was saying, yeah, they're encouraged to put COVID on death certificates. They're encouraged. So it's like, okay, well, we knew that anyway, because they always say, you know, if tested positive in the last 28 days, if you run over by a bus, COVID will go on your thing. All right, that's old news. This is the thing. People have been given these messages clear now for 18, 19, 20 months. It's not a secret. They haven't been hiding those lies. They've been open.
They're actually telling us
they're telling us
what they're doing, right? So
absolutely. That's the thing. You can tell everybody, we're going to come around and kill your family tomorrow. And you know what? They'll all be lining up.
No, they're going to hide in grandma's for the weekend, and then they will be back on Monday.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean? It's like people don't see the wood for the trees.
I know exactly what you mean, you know.
Oh, yeah. But
as me and Voynich were talking about last time, I think you can take a person in that vaccination center, you know, and it could die right in front of them, and people will just go home and evaluate, and then they will be there next day. I think we are at that level where people they have no critical thought no more, none whatsoever. It's totally gone.
Absolutely.
It's kind of amazing to watch, actually. How the fuck did we become like this? Now I'm swearing. Because we can't. This is not the human race. I don't believe that people are this stupid. I refuse to.
Well, you're going to have to, my friend. Don't be in denial for too long, otherwise you're going to miss the show.
Yeah, no, but there must be something else, you know.
Oh, there most certainly is. It's the conversation I had with Melissa on the spiritual thing that we spoke about. It was about on that podcast we did a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, and it was that's my question. What differentiates those who can see what's going on to the majority who can't? Because we've all had similar educations, and I know a lot of intelligent people who have fallen for this hook, line, and sinker. So what is it? What is it? You know? And she's got her theories on it. She's talking about being selected and having pathways already kind of mapped out for us that we don't know about. or that we're unaware of, but we're on them. And
Why not?
I kind of get that, because look at what's happened here with Stacey and me, for example, right now, meeting up like this under these circumstances, only because other things went wrong.
Yeah.
That's the bizarre thing about it. So it's like, that's the funny thing about it all, or the weird, strange thing about it.
We can't put anything out, you know, because we don't know. It could be anything.
Mhm.
Basically anything that does the selection, but I do see there is some kind of selection, you know, because
Oh yeah, I think so. It's
one
certainly
thing
not
is to
intelligent.
watch the people on the street, you know, that you don't know become stupid, you know, but that's not the only one. I see people that I've known for 10 or 20 years go right down the drain and drown themselves in the news. So
Yes.
So something is definitely going on, because these people are really smart, you know. I know I wouldn't know them for 20 years if they weren't smart.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
something
But
is wrong.
oh yeah, something is most definitely wrong.
Yeah.
And whatever, you know, there are all sorts of theories. Think about it, you know. I mean, not you in particular now, Brian, but you know, if you think about it in general, maybe people have already been kind of already put in a sleeper activity right from the start, and they've not even known.
Yeah.
And they're now particularly receptive to whatever the rollout is. You know, be it the technology that's going to be used, be it whatever they're injecting into our bodies, be it the connecting up with AI, which is well underway anyway, and all the other mind control kind of methods that they use and employ. You know, I mean, it's going on all the time. Just look at the TV set. You know, all the subliminal programming. It's just never ending. It's never. The Olympics
for a long time I thought that was the common ground, because I haven't watched TV for 20 years now. So and I've been awake for about 20 years. So I don't know. Was it the hen or the egg that came first? You know, did I stop watching TV because I woke up, or did I wake up because I stopped watching TV? You know,
right?
That's the never-ending story. I don't know.
Yeah. But you know, it's like the old saying, right? Just because everybody has access to a pen doesn't make everybody a good writer.
No,
right?
Exactly.
And that's the way it is, unfortunately. Yeah. So, and who knows what the reasons are, but not knowing what it is more advanced knowledge than people who think they know.
Yeah, but when everybody's so confused, though, when you have Afghanistan going on, then you have the COVID stuff going on, then you have subliminal messaging constantly going on when it comes to the Olympics and the mask, and the person who's actually asking the questions after they just got done running a marathon and they can't breathe isn't wearing a mask, but the person, like I said, who's running is wearing one. What the hell's going on here? It was subliminal messaging through that entire Olympic thing. On top of what? When you go to the football, take a knee, not take a knee. Then there was the big deal about that on the news. I mean, we're still with the whole Black Lives Matter or no lives matter. It's insanity how many narratives have been pushed then within 1 year. Nobody can actually focus is the issue. Which one are we talking about right now? Which one are we against right now? Which one are we standing up for right now? Sorry, son.
Oh, no worries at all. I'm sure the police will be round in about 5 minutes. No, but you're right. But it's the thing, and Stacey just puts it like that, like I do, and like many in the chat would do as well, because we're passionate about it, and we need to be passionate about it, and we also need to be goddamn angry about it. Yep. Because if we're not angry about it, then we're not going to, you know, then what are we doing? Then we're not seeing it either. Then, because we've got lots of reasons to be really pissed off.
Yeah. Basically, they don't want to kill us, as you know.
They want to control us. They want to control everybody.
Humanity. They want to kill the humanity in us. That's the goal. You know, if they can kill that without physically killing us, perfect. That's you know. So I think that's what they're trying to do. You know, kill them with distress and panic and fear. You know, it's all killing humanity.
Uncertainty as part of it, and obfuscation and all that sort of stuff, gaslighting, putting in certain headlines in the newspaper, knowing that Even if you say you don't believe the newspaper, you still pay attention to it. And, because people do. Oh, you can't believe what they put in the newspapers. Everybody bloody believes the headlines, though. It's like, well, why don't people stick with what they're actually saying? Which is, we all know politicians lie, yet people still think they're a thing. Yeah. As in that they are really important in terms of the I nearly said democratic process. There's no such thing. But in terms of the decision-making process, right? They're not important at all. They don't decide anything. Politicians in no country on earth. No. Right. And until people understand that and how things are structured, then they're still going to just get stuck in believing in the system that we're in, and it's blind faith because it's not based on knowledge.
And it's not based on experience either.
No, well, clearly not. Either that or they're misinterpreting their experiences, one or the other. Right. And then if that's the case, then why haven't you got that connection to yourself? Why aren't you observant? You've got eyes and ears.
Yeah.
Well, most of us, for those, before I get shot down for not being all inclusive, because you never know. But it's just, where to look, where to start? Question mark.
Yeah, I always had this this theory of us just not being able to see it before we reach a certain age, because we are all just chasing life our whole lives. We're just chasing the right thing to do at all times. We need an education. We need a good job. We need to earn money. We need to have a big house and cars and a beautiful wife and a perfect
and a social standing and all that.
Yeah. So at some point, when you got all that, whether that's when you're 30, 40, 50, 60 even, for the first time in your life, you can sit down and enjoy yourself. And then you just start looking at life in another light. And all of a sudden you see, hey, wait a minute. This is not what
You'd hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
So I think that's a big part of it, that you have to have accomplished, or at some other level had to sit down before you can recognize the problems. It could be other things, like you could be disabled or be on welfare, depression. All these things could also make you in a state where you sit down and look at your life. And I think that's what you need to do before you are able to wake up from this. You need to be in a situation where you can look at life in a different light than just everyday chaos.
Absolutely. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Well, excuse me. Yeah. Well, it was good catching up with you, Brian.
Yeah, you too. Always. You know that.
Yeah, always. And I wanted to say, nice little video you put up. I think I did put a comment on your last video that you put up, and I appreciate your kind words. I just wanted to say that in person.
Yeah.
Because we were also talking about, me and Stacey, we were talking about, we were reflecting on our experiences in the community and kind of counting more or less on one hand how many people you can really rely on, or you really feel, kind of stay true to themselves through all of this.
That's the problem.
That's exactly the thing, yeah. And but you were one of the names that we mentioned, so there you go.
I'm so happy to hear that, because I feel the same way about you guys.
Yeah, exactly, and we know that, and this is the thing. And there are one or two others. And it's consistency, isn't it? We can all be in a good mood and be on our best behavior once or twice, but eventually you get found out.
Yeah.
That's it. All right. My friend.
Yeah. Thank you for joining, Sven.
It's a pleasure, my friend. Thank you for having me.
No, thank you.
Thank you for having us.
You two have a lovely evening, and don't be too hard on each other.
No, we won't. Well, we
don't bump into each other when the world is spinning. Oh no, that's right. Yours ain't. I saw your video. Your
no, did you like the video? It was very informative. Even the gollywog was really confused.
Yeah.
Well, nothing that a chicken chow mein can't solve. So,
no.
All Right, we're off. I'll see you soon, my friend. We'll talk very,
Yeah.
very soon.
Well,
You know.
if you join Algo or something, I will be there for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And maybe we can hook up on Serious Truth Discord and get a nice chat together
only
with
a
a few
call
people.
away, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Sounds great.
You know, Chappelle, I can see is in the chat as well, and a couple of other names that I recognise, Dearest Dawn, whatever. You know, we'll have to hook up and stuff, and maybe have a nice chat, getting together, and have a nice talk in general. You know, we need each other in these times, man. It's important.
that's all we got.
Absolutely.
That's all we got.
Yeah.
On this note,
Signing off.
Yeah. Bye.
take
Peace
care.
out.
Bye, sweetie.
Bye.
So yeah, that was Sven P. All the usual suspects. I saw a lot of people jump in here. We have Chappelle here. Lovely to see you. We have Mad Pie Man. Good to see you. Martin Haley. Is there anybody I'm forgetting here? Good to see you all. Dearest Dawn. You are always here. That's just warms my heart. Do we have anybody else? I think that was it. I'm just gonna drop the link again because now it's been a body conversation for a long time. If any of you have something you wanna bring up, just join or ask a question in chat, and I'll bring it up right now. If you have a question of anything that we've been talking about, I will go on for like 15 minutes or half an hour or something like that before I quit, and we can discuss whatever you like. But yeah, I really think we are in a state of mind where we need to think, and we need to think bigger than what we're doing right now. We need to see life and the people around us in a light where we I don't know. I have to be careful with that one, but yeah, we have to be careful of our relationships. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that the people around you could very well in the near future be against you. So be prepared for all this stress and aggravation that you're going to feel for the next 6 months. Because we are, as I said, I'm saying it every time we meet, we are in for a rough one. And all we have is people like Sven P and Stacy and for me, those guys, I have a lot of them, but I only have like 5 that I really trust when it comes to this. I wouldn't tell everything on this channel to you guys, unfortunately, but I'd like to. So let me get to know all of you. That would be nice. I got 5 new friends, and maybe next year I got 10 or 20 new friends, and that will just be lovely. But I'm not a kind of guy that just trusts people whenever I feel a good connection. It takes time, and certainly Stacy and Sven and Telex and all these other guys feel that when I'm talking to them, because I'm not just the kind of guy that throws out emotions left and right. It takes time. So yeah, let me know how you feel. What have been your mental distress? What have been your biggest challenge through this pandemic? Some have people that has perished under this. Some have, on my personal note, I have been in a lot of aggravation for fighting for my kids and the rights for me to choose for what's right for my kids. That has been my issue. That's been my biggest issue. So let me know. So who we got? Yeah, a lot of. I'm sorry if I missed some of the chat. I'm still not very good at reading the chat and speaking at the same time, having a conversation. I hope I get better at that. I think we need to be very, very careful the next long time, because I think we just we just started a very, very scary book. Basically, the book we're looking at, we're still in chapter 1, where all the lines have been laid out, where you get to know all the characters and all the players, and now we're just waiting for chapter 2 to start. And I think we're in for a horror show, to be honest. It's hard when people close to you would rather believe a guy in a white coat and a clipboard. Yeah. That is so true. As in, we've been saying that a lot. It's not only the guy with a clipboard now, it's also a doctor, and no, it's even newsreaders. We're at a point where school teachers and newsreaders know more than regular people. A few years of indoctrination in a seminar for school teachers outweighs lifetimes of experience for people who actually know stuff. I know a lot of people who are not conspiracy theorists, but know that the system is flawed, and they have been open about this for like 50 or 60 years. And all of a sudden, people decide that newsreaders and school teachers and professors know more about life than they do. But that's not possible because they only have an education. He has 60 years. 60 years of life experience outweighs everything. That's my opinion on it. And so please listen to your elders. They might not be right, but they have the experience, and they have all those little golden passages you can use for guidance in life and for what is coming, because they might not know it, but they might have seen the remedy you need for what we're going through for the next time. So yeah. 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 As their Don says, a sci-fi horror show. Yeah, and people love shows, right? And they want the next one, and the next one, and the next one. And all of a sudden, we are the victims. You and I, who sit and have a critical thought in our mind. We're gonna be the villain in this game. We are the new terrorists, and they're gonna come for us. Just like they did in the Middle East. There'll be no difference. They see us as terrorists. They're hiding among other people, as guerrilla warriors who sit behind a camera and hide. Cowards. That's what they're gonna call us for the next years to come. And they're gonna hunt us down, and they're gonna make everybody turn against us. And that's the fight we're facing. We are facing that people we love is gonna turn darkest side on us, and that's kind of scary. If that ain't a horror show, I don't know what is. So yeah, welcome, Cold Steel Truth. It's good to see you. If anybody wants to join, or anybody have any more questions, now is the time. Otherwise, I'm gonna go to bed soon. But I love to hear from all of you what you think is gonna be the problem for the next 12 months. Yeah. What can I say else? I had a lot of things lined up, but now I'm just too tired to remember all of them. I'm not good at planning things. That's not my thing. But for you, those of you who don't know, I think humanity is declining. I think the human side of us is dropping so fast that we can't even keep up, and that's the biggest hurdle for me right now, is to try to understand what is causing that, and so I can use my energy trying to stop it in its tracks, because that is the biggest problem. We can have all these issues, all these conspiracies. We can believe in anything we want, at this point, but none of them is as urgent than seeing our emotions and our interactions fade away totally. And now we are all but a digital self of our own person, our own ego. We are a victim of our own ego, and as I said earlier, it's no longer about who you are. It's about how you're perceived as a person that matters. It matters more than your actually personality. And that's a cyborg. That's a robot. And I'm not gonna be that guy. Yeah. Yeah. You're right. You're totally right. It's just hard sometimes, especially when you have conversations like we had today, where you discuss all the dark stuff that's behind what we're seeing. I'm getting better at it every day. Cold Steel Truth. I learned to relax. I was a wreck 6 months ago. I was just out there trying to convince everybody that they're trying to kill us and all that stuff. Now I'm more relaxed, and I take it day by day, and I get more and more calm, because I actually get the feeling now that it's all going to turn out good in the end. I have this feeling, I have this gut feeling telling me that it's going to be all right. And I try to listen to that. But I have to be alert, and I have to be turn my dark side sometimes, because I have 2 kids that I need to protect. So that's where my dark thoughts come from. Otherwise, if I didn't have kids, the world could burn for all that I can. I only do this because my kids is involved, and yeah. But you're right. We need to stay strong, and we need to find happiness. And I'm trying to find people around me that I can be happy with. The problem is, when you have pulled down that curtain, you're pulling down relationships as well, on a conscious level or unconscious level. You stop seeing your friends as they were. And I've said this before as well. We have we think that the world is changing around us. We think that the people is to blame for the change. I think that we are changing. I think we are taken out of that Matrix movie where he looks at the little kid that bends the spoon, and the kid says, "You just need to realize that it's not the spoon bending, but only yourself." And I think that is what we are experiencing. We see the world changing so rapidly, but actually it's not. It's the same rumble that's been going around for hundreds of years. There's nothing new. The world ain't changing. We are, as people, as humanity, we start to see things that we might not did before. So I think that is a very important thing to understand, that we are actually changing more than the world. So yeah, a little rant from my side, but once you have pulled that curtain back and you see how evil the world is, and when you start to have your conversation with your friends, it's gonna be pointless. I have a trouble being around my friends now because they just sit around and discuss pointless things, and it's not their fault. They are engaging, and they're actually getting some out of that conversation that they're having. But I'm just sitting listening to it and saying, "Oh my God, would you please stop? It does not matter, and it doesn't matter if it's politics or sports. It's just not important. It really isn't." And that's what we need to understand, that we are the one changing. They're just living their lives, and that can be a hard thing to acknowledge. So yeah, Telex, you just said that George Orwell's 1984 written in 49. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Orwell's, even though I think he was part of the system as well. I don't know if he intentionally tried to pull it down, or it was all part of the programming. I have no idea, but he made an interview. I don't know if you've seen it. It's on my channel, where it was his last interview before he died, before he passed away, where he sits and he discusses what we are living through right now. Not only did he back then predict what's going to happen in 1984, he's predicting what's happening right now, to the point in I think it was in 50, I don't know, 50 something, he died, where he made this interview, and it's really heartbreaking. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. You can search it on YouTube, or you can find it on my channel. It's a clip. It's 3 minutes long or something like that. So yeah. Yeah. And just imagine, I'm going to bring it up, and I'm going to bring it up every live show, I do. The movie I Am Legend played out in 2021. The movie where everybody takes a vaccine and turn into zombies played out in 2021. So if that ain't a bitch, I don't know what is. And it's all about the numbers with these guys, Yeah, I get you. I don't. I have very good days. I'm actually in a good place right now. It's only because I have a loom and gloom talk tonight that I feel that I seem a little dark. But I'm actually having a lot of good days. So yeah, I am enjoying life. I'm going to a tournament very soon. So that is gonna fill my day, and it's gonna make me happy. It's gonna be another fight. But this is a kind of fight that I love. So yeah, I think if nobody else is joining me, I'm gonna quit in a moment unless somebody clicks that link, because I don't have much more to say. We have a lot of people here. Hello, Mr. Stone, M. Stone, Katina Birdcage, welcome. Yeah, I have been smoking the happy plant for many years. I quit before my kids were born, but I have a good relation with the happy plant. So I haven't smoked weed for like 12 years now. But before that, I smoked for 15. Who else do we have? And what's up in my life? I just found a tattoo artist, so I'm gonna be filling my body with one big painting within the next 12 months or something like that. So I'm gonna be looking a little different. Then I have my tournaments, and then I have you guys. So that's what I have planned for the next year. So yeah, I'm rambling now. So if nobody has any more questions or wants to join, I'm gonna put up my ending thoughts for today. And I'm let me say it like this: I am so grateful right now. I feel so sad that I'm going to end this because we have 15 people in here. I've never in my dreams imagined that would come 15 people to sit here and watching me talk. So I'm so humbled by every one of you being here. Yeah, amazing. And if you have been listening to me as for a long time now, as some of you have, you've been here most night. You must be good people, otherwise you wouldn't be sitting here listening to us have these conversations. So yeah, but in time I will have a lot of friends in here. It's just hard for me. I'm not built that way. So just if you asked me 2 years ago if I would be sitting here talking to people online, I would say you're out of your mind. I don't work like that. I'm into human interactions, and I need people in front of me in order to have a conversation. But this is what I got, because you people are the only thing that drives me right now. I have no one in my local area, in my closest friend inner circle, family, that I respond to as I do to people in here. And that is kind of sad, but that's the truth. And, I have to acknowledge that that's just the way it is. And I appreciate everyone for being here. Are you coming today, Cold Steel Truth, or next time? Mm-hmm. Yeah, but as I said, I appreciate everybody, small, little, girls and guys, no matter what you believe in, you're always welcome here. I don't judge. I don't have these ego problems that many people have. I'm just me, and I sit here and I love to talk. I love to talk to people, and basically, you can get my honest opinion about just about anything. So yeah, that's who I am. I'm Rebel TV, and I'm gonna call it for tonight. And you can call in, Coach Steel Truth. It's not like I want to end this. I'm just doing it if because I have no more to say. I've said everything I needed to say today, and yeah. But I will love to talk to anybody. Crystal Shaman, welcome. I still look great. I hope I look better than last time. Because I've been looking like a creep for the last 14 days. Yeah, I haven't been able to get to the barber. I've been training and working my ass off. So my I just got trimmed my beard a little and cut my hair so I could look a little better for you tonight. Yep. Mm, I'm a shining star. Yeah, I just waxed it. So yeah, I'm a shining star. Um, I do not have much more to say, but I do consider everybody in here a friend of mine, and I hope to see you all next time. Uh, if you want me to change the time because it doesn't suit you, put a comment down and I'll see what I can do. Because I know a lot of you are Americans and it fucks up your Sunday. So we might find another time, or maybe I'll do an American edition that's better. Uh, and I'm also thinking on doing some other stuff, a little more light stuff, like flat Earth or something like that. That used to be a big issue of mine. Now it seems so this far distance in the back that I don't even talk about it no more. But for you that don't know, I am also a flat earther. I'm not only a conspiracy nutcase, and I might do a FE show one of these days, maybe midweek, and maybe I can do it on the American time. So yeah, that's it for me today. Much love to everybody. I think we had a great conversation today, and I think we had some great people. And I wish you a good week if we don't see before next Sunday. I have some videos that I'm gonna put up during the week, uh, but if we don't see each other, it will be next Sunday. Have a nice week, everybody. And ask. I want to bring up Coach Steel Truth again. He's absolutely right. Don't let this shit get you down. Look at the bright side of life. You know, uh, just keep finding those positive energies that I know many of you see. In your everyday life. Don't give up on life. We are still here. We are still a lot of people who thinks the way that you do. So it's not like the world is ended yet. It's just in a decline. You know, we can still save humanity, or at least what's left of it. So yeah, thank you everybody for tonight. I'm out. I need to go to bed so I can get up early tomorrow. Uh, Okay. Or maybe not. I'm gonna put it in here, Cold Steel Truth. You can just click that and you can join if you want. Or are we done? Yeah, I think we're done. Maybe next time, Cold Steel Truth, we'll have a chat. I'm not going anywhere. So this is Rebel TV. I will see you on the flip side. Over and out. Bye-bye, everybody.